Welcome to round 3, I believe, of Operation Charlie Fox. I'm jumping in late today, but fortunately my timing was just right to catch the beginning of Luvnest vs. OMGPOP, which, as I was saying just a moment ago, are both extremely successful participants in my past events. Luvnest, my longest reigning Star-Crossed King, and OMGPOP, also, I think, a winner of one of the first Star-Crossed Kings. He had quite a long reign too, so I've seen both of these players play a lot of KO2, and I'm very familiar with both of their styles. I'm very familiar with how they play, the build orders they like using, the factions they like, which puts me in a really fun position to get to watch them go against each other. And I'm not sure I've ever seen this matchup before, if memory serves. I don't know if they've actually competed against each other in anything I've ever done. So this is a nice little treat. Luvnest playing as Soviets on the right side against OMGPOP's Mechanized Assault Oasthair, and that is definitely no surprises there. We're gonna see OMGPOP going with an early sniper though. That's a bit of a surprise. And I think Luvnest just got this house. OMGPOP knows he won't make it and gives up on that attempt. Shameless self-promotion, yes. Even in the midst of the main event of Operation Charlie Fox, I'll find a way to remind everybody that I run tournaments sometimes. That's a thing that's happened.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
Sniper takes a shot at some conscripts there. Begins his kill streak. 2 kills in 2 minutes, off to a wonderful start. That's going to deny this building to Luvnest. I believe that would explain why he got that sniper so early, to work this building even if he can't get inside of it, which he did not. Capturing this fuel was a better use of his Pyro's time, especially he lost the race. The door. Conscript's just squeezing behind that door right there, so the sniper doesn't have a line. He switches targets to squad in the church. So far he has missed all of his shots though. Combat engineers going for the strategic point there in the south. Oorah into close range against that sniper, but that's not going to happen. Just minor damage to the squad before jumping back in the house, making him dance around. And Luvnest going with the 3 conscript, 2 combat engineers into tier 1 M3. Look at that. I don't normally associate tier 1 builds with Luvnest. Usually he just is more infantry based. This decision to go tier 1 is a little bit out of left field for me, and it's, I think, costing him these engagements. Without that 4th conscript squad to participate here, OMGPOP will push Luvnest away. Is that the main music? That's the main. Sorry. That's unusual. Guess that's normal. So yeah, Luvnest is going to lose the engagement for the North Fuel, and OMGPOP is going to begin recapture. The M3 puts a flamethrower inside, and it's going to go in on the Grenadiers here. But it obviously can't get too close. Doesn't want to get double Fausted. And OMGPOP will not even capture this fuel. He's instead going to go for the munitions. Guess he wants early munitions more than he wants fuel. Because if he's going to go straight into a Stug E, fuel is not super important. Not immediately, anyway. Battle phase 1 in progress. But of course he needs munitions for LMGs and Panzerfausts, and possibly incendiary round. And of course victory points are going to be very important to maintain at least one of them. Because the immediate early victory point drain is already costing him precious time. 50 points down in 5 minutes. Combat engineers will be forced away from the south. The M3 continues to just poke at range.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Panzerfaust coming in. There's the engine damage. Another squad moving to catch up. The combat engineers just got out. They would rather bleed these grenadiers on the advance, I guess, than stop them. Maybe on this road it will be able to get away. It looks like it will. The speed bonus should be sufficient. So, good play by Luvnest. He took building control and got his M3 to safety. Those grenadiers are going to not be able to do much of anything here. They move to long range to just start shooting at the combat engineers from over there, but they don't have cover. And even from this distance against effectively 2 combat engineers, I think they'll lose over time. Support is on its way though. More Grens and a sniper. The M3, a second M3. This is almost Paul's style happening right here. There goes that Grenadier squad after firing the Panzerfaust. You got greedy there, I guess. Went down surprisingly quick. Get those Grens wiped. And no M3s destroyed, just eating up OMGPOP's munitions. Luvnest is off to a very powerful start here. Pop's going to go with the scout car next. Sniper's up to 12 kills in 6 minutes, though, maintaining that 2.0 kill rate, even after the sniper rate of fire nerf, so the sniper's doing well, even if everything else is not. A bunch of munitions just got spent on something. Medic bunker, maybe.
We have a new scout car. Scout car.
So 2-2-2, probably the right choice against double and 3.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
There's another Panzerfaust to protect the sniper, but it might cost him that Grenadier squad. He's trying to phase home on his rollerblades.
We have casualties.
But he is unsuccessful. Grenadier squad wiped. That's 2 wipes now for Luvnest. They're stacking up. And Luvnest holds both fuels. OMGPOP does not hold this munitions, so terrible map control and manpower situation. It's all falling apart. OMGPOP is now going to go double scout car. They're both going double scout car. What is this? Did I spray tan? No, it's just a really awkward time of day where the natural light and the artificial light combine to turn me pink. It's the Rainbow Mio hour. AT grenades teched by Luvnest. I don't know if Pop was expecting that or maybe he was intending to bleed his opponent's munitions. Either way, after eating it up, the second squad cannot get in range, and both of Luvnest's conscripts will be forced to retreat. Unfortunately for OMGPOP, they're both going to get away. If he could have picked up at least one of those wipes, maybe he could have turned the situation here back around. Luvnest is definitely not expecting this. Second scout car, I don't think. Well, this one's rotated out for repairs. This one can continue to shepherd the M3s. Tier 3 going up now for Luvnest. He's had excellent map control, building that at 8 minutes and with 90 extra fuel in the bank. Tier 2 is up for Pop here in the base. He will be able to get out AT guns, but because he's lost 2 squads of Grenadiers, he's going to be spending his initial manpower on replacing them. The delay, therefore, on his first AT gun might cost him a little bit once Tier 3 units start hitting the field. He's still 3 CPs away from a Stug E. He doesn't have the fuel for one either because he has really not had very good map control. But that's pretty typical for OMGPOP. He tends to operate in a low fuel environment and force his opponent to do the same. He's taken this cutoff over here to deny Luvnest this fuel, and this cutoff to deny Luvnest the south fuel, so now neither of them really has any map control. And it's just going to come down to how they use the units they do have. Spare squad of Grenadiers is going to be used for backcapping duty, while the scout cars try to keep Luvnest locked into his base. And because of this cutoff maneuver denying literally every point on the map to Luvnest, whereas OMGPOP has at least a couple strategic points, the actual Tier 3 unit might take a little while to arrive. Or not. No, he's actually already got the fuel collected for anything. So you may want to wait for his first Tier 3 unit, or maybe make a push up here. Conscripts don't even capture the point, they advance beyond it. And And Luvnest's next push will advance straight into the middle without the support of any kind of tier 3 anything. He also just went guard motor, so we might be seeing him go tier 4 this game
We are losing a sector.
to field T-3485s.
The peg gun is ready for orders.
Uh-oh. Could be another wipe. Those conscripts snipe them. Another squad moving up on the flank to try and pick up the wipe and possibly put the sniper in danger too. In fact, they will focus fire the sniper and let the minesweeper go. I'm surprised Luvnest did that. He probably could have picked up that wipe. And he was not able to kill the sniper, which, by the way, is up to 24 kills in 10 minutes. That's a 2.2, right? Kill rate. Which is huge. This M3 looks like it will be suiciding itself in an attempt to locate the sniper, which is not here. So both M3s down, both 222s up. Flamethrower inside does make a narrow escape, and Luvnest also, in the midst of this heated engagement, will restore control of the south cutoff. So he's got resources coming in once again, and he will opt to go T-70. But since this engagement took time and a lot of resources, most of the time, OMGPOP is able to get 2 AT guns out. So that last series of cutoffs and offensive containment there by OMGPOP, despite the fact that he was very behind, definitely put him back in this game, but he's also bleeding VPs the entire time. He's down by 150. I think he's probably up for manpower thanks to the incredible performance of this sniper. But he hasn't wiped anything yet. Ooh, that's dangerous. Get out of the house. Is he really gonna bait that flamethrower into sticking around? He was baiting by staying in the house, but I think it will cost him those grens, and he may not even wipe this. There they go. For a second there, it looked like they might get away. Scout cars were missing all their shots, and the sniper missed too. But he will explode. LMG Gren trading for Combat Engineer Squad is still not a very good trade, though. So that's 3 Grens wiped. Meanwhile, Luvnest has lost only that Combat Engineer Squad, but I still think that the sniper is dealing enough bleed that those wipes will not have cost OMGPOP the game yet. That's about to die, though. Oh, the T-70 got sniped! It didn't even occur to me that that could have happened. But apparently 2 AT gunshots connected through that line? That is astounding. I can't even believe the T-70 went down. What a good pickup for OMGPOP right there. He definitely needed that to happen. I don't even know what killed it. That pack must have fired a laser beam round straight through the middle of that. Remaining... Oh, no. Stug fielded here. Stug going in on the conscript squad. And this will be the tool that OMGPOP utilizes to set up another aggressive cutoff, I assume. Luvnest exhausts all remaining fuel on an Su-76 to counter. So if he is going to go tier 4, it's not happening anytime soon.
The enemy is gaining a foothold. We are down to 300 points.
OMGPOP, rather than immediately pushing with his Stug towards Luvnest, cutoff again is actually going to spread himself out and just take territory here in the north. An oddly conservative decision, considering the way he normally plays. But now that he's got double AT gun out, he can set up a bit more of a defensive line. And Luvnest, meanwhile, also playing very passively, waiting for more squads to be available on the front line. He still has not made even a 4th squad of conscripts, and he's beginning to float a little bit. So I wonder if maybe he's thinking guards or mortar, or if he's not sure what he wants. Okay, guards. Light probing attempt here in the north.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our
Yeah,
lines.
the sniper is operating at pretty low HP. No medic bunker yet, though. OMGPOP likes to build his medic bunker on the front line sometimes, but he usually does that in conjunction with a half track, which he does not have. Oh, he wanted that sniper. That was close. That was very close. Nice attempt there by Luvnest. He wants that sniper dead. It's got 31 kills in 15 minutes, even though it has not been in combat for the last 3. It's been totally quiet for 3 minutes, and he's at 31 kills. That means he was at around 30 kills at like, I don't even know, like 12 or something. At the point where that sniper got its most recent kill, it was probably well over 2.0 kill rate.
The enemy is attempting to steal our
Kind of a
sector.
late retreat on those conscripts. If that Stug gets a miracle hit, and it's not gonna happen. Guards advancing from the south flank might have some opportunities. They're flanked in turn by these grenadiers. They might be able to clean up that AT gun, which is now going to try to reposition. Second Stug has been fielded to protect the center VP and is laying fire on a flamethrower squad down here, which is now going to have no choice but to get out of there. Sniper is going to capture the munitions. He will be exposed to the squad of conscripts. Oh, there he goes. OMGPOP should have retreated on sight. He made the decision to reposition into the house instead of immediately hitting the retreat key, and that cost him his sniper, which was up until this point doing so well. And Theo called it. The sniper needed more help. Squad right there just got wiped by Stug E fire as Luvnest was microwing something else, though. So I guess that's a trade. It's something. Losing that sniper hurts. I don't know if OMGPOP is going to want to replace it. He's going MG42 now to shift into really much more defensive play. Those AT guns were to path over that demo charge. I don't think he's going to overextend them that far, but just waiting for it to kill something has been there for a while.
This is a nice spot of land, and it is ours.
Fresh T70, man. Luvnest going hard into Tier 3. I think he might just want to play Tier 3 the rest of the game and try and drain the VPs. They're going to pull even here. At about 250, OMGPOP will start knocking his first VPs off the board. And just by capturing this, in theory, OMGPOP playing as allies in Game 2 and getting a 500 VP victory could give him selection. By losing any VPs at all can be meaningful on this map, honestly. It really can. LMG squad chases off a flamethrower. The scout car finally goes down, but they're no longer very relevant. Luvnest planting a lot of mines to try and punish his opponent for being too aggressive. Oof. Stug's up to 9 kills, other one's up to 10 kills. 19 kills by 18 minutes on 2 Stugs. They are definitely paying off. Luvnest has lost 2 full squads this game, but he has spent a huge amount on reinforcements. I mean, I think that speaks for itself. 100 kills for OMGPOP. That's pretty staggering. 100 kills in 20 minutes.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Pop will deny capture of this point to his opponent just at the last second there. It's just a minesweeper and very easy to chase away. T70 is camping the left so that should OMGPOP send a squad to harass here, it will probably die because it'll expose itself to the T70 and then it can just walk right into the base unopposed. So he's just trying to hope to pick up a lucky wipe sitting over here on the left side. So far it doesn't look like Pop has any plans of dedicating anything over there though. Su-76 has been fully repaired. It's going to make its way back into engagements there on the right. Luvnest. How Luvnest spends his remaining fuel is crucial against double Stug E and what's obviously going to be a Tiger. I'm not entirely sure. I agree with you, Hodges. I don't know how good Luvnest's start was. Luvnest's sniper was killing models from the very beginning of the game and maintaining an extremely good kill rate, so it's hard to say who was really in the lead. Losing those squads of grenadiers hurt, but if that had not happened, OMGPOP would have been the one off to an amazing start, so I think that it's really just been kind of even
Our opponents are
early on, and now I think OMGPOP is in a huge lead for kills. Wipes aren't everything, manpower bleed is important too. And I think the pop cap also speaks volumes about who's really had a good start.
The enemy is taking our territory.
T-70 is looking for a flanking opportunity and looks like it's going to go down. AT gun will have no problem finishing that off. There it goes. This one was also available even if it did manage to sneak by, so nice positioning on both of those. This Stug takes engine damage, but I think a lot of conscripts almost dies to toss that grenade. The Su-76 is going to pull back since it will be totally unsupported in this push, but in the midst of things, Luvnest gets control of the center VP back, and we'll be setting up a triple cap, if only for a moment, while OMGPOP sends some stuff to retake the north unopposed, and he's going to have to find a way to chase off these guards in green cover, plus also conscripts available to help out. LMG Grand Start. This Stug is available to engage, but actually pulls way back to safety. He must think that Luvnest is moving up an Su-76 or an AT gun or something. Maybe he wants to get a little bit better vision somewhere, somehow. If those grenadiers jump in the church, they'll get killed immediately, so the church is not an option for OMGPOP. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten in it yet. Maybe he saw the charge being planted, or he just assumes that there's one there.
The machine and gewehr team is awaiting orders.
A third AT gun out. Pop. So by now, if he wanted to replace his sniper, he definitely could have, but he actually thought more anti-tank was necessary. But Luvnest is up to 200 fuel, so I'm not entirely sure. Su-76 bombardment coming in. Doesn't look like it's doing anything too serious. Pop has also gotten himself a second machine gun to try and make his defensive line that much harder to penetrate. And those guards could honestly get wiped on retreat right here, depending on Stug. Almost. Almost. That was close. And that's just more bleed. Look at this bleed. 3 times the kills of his opponent. Yeah, going for 85s, I guess. I think I agree. I don't know why else he wouldn't spend any fuel other than just because his manpower bleed has been so tremendous that he needs to maintain this core, which isn't even that big of a core. Pop is actually going to try to destroy the church. So either he knows about the demo charge, or just doesn't want there to be a church there anymore. Stug brings it down pretty quick. I didn't realize that. So there goes that structure. Not that either of them has been using it. And the demo charge that was on it disappears, I guess. It's just gone. I didn't realize that happened either. If you planted a demo on a structure and the structure gets destroyed, the demo just vanishes. That's interesting. Minesweeper firing, or taking fire. He was gonna plant a teller mine. Good thing he canceled it. That Su-76 barrage probably would have destroyed it. Luvnest will continue working the VPs very carefully from behind vision blockers, just doing light poke, never making a huge coordinated push, just trying to keep the clock ticking against his opponent. He only has to knock off 185 more points to take this game, so even though he's been bled so heavily, he could definitely win this. He can just keep up the victory point pressure. But I think he will have to spend his fuel to do it. I don't think one Su-76 is going to be enough. There's that forward medic bunker I was talking about, by the way. OMGPOP, you can always rely on him to do this, even without a half-track, it seems. So that's going to give his AT guns healing outside of the base, which is very, very valuable. But obviously, if this is destroyed, this entire position might fall. Or I guess another way to phrase that would be, if this position falls, this will definitely be destroyed. So those two things will probably happen together, if they happen at all. This is kind of the kind of all-in behavior where OMGPOP must hold right here, or it's over. How are the scores? As far as I know, this is game 1. So, 0-0. Guards doing what they can in the middle. The Stugs are taking light anti-tank fire. Don't want to get too aggressive and get sniped by anything. This one will continue defending up north. 18 and 16 kills between them, so they're doing work. MG42 was forced away. Still an AT gun here. The guards are just going to maintain this VP for as long as they can in this green cover position. I'm surprised Pop hasn't destroyed this tank with his Stugs or AT guns or something. Just get rid of it so that Luvnest can't... doesn't have any safe haven when he makes these capture attempts. In fact, if his Stugs destroyed this hedge with their guns, which I think they can do reasonably quickly, and the tank, Luvnest would be completely exposed every time he made a capture attempt, so... something he could consider. Tiger's gonna be here very soon. And there it is. Tiger now has slightly longer range, so, got a buff that it may have maybe needed. And this will be the mechanism by which Pop takes full control of this game and starts pushing and taking map control, and clearly Luvnest is not quite ready for it. His anti-tank situation is almost nothing. But an T-34-85 is on its way. Luvnest has finally transitioned to Tier 4, and he might consider a Katyusha since Pop has 5 team weapons. I think that it could potentially do a lot for him. Stugs and Tiger and Grenblob all about to make a big push. There's not really anything to punish this, except for an SU-76 barrage, maybe. But I guess Pop is going to pull back. He's going to pull back. He doesn't quite like it. Sends an MG42 of all things to scout. And then after scouting, to take the point. He was actually trying to bait that SU-76 barrage, and he succeeded. Luvnest thought that was going to set up. That was a clever little move right there by Pop. I think we all can agree that he deserves a bit of a golf clap for that one. And Luvnest's capture attempt will fail. And Pop will continue to simply defend and play very carefully. Needs to do a little bit of repairing. Continues just holding the line on his team weapon wall. Grenadier Blobs hanging out by the medic bunker. And I think Pop should take this opportunity to get aggressive. He may not realize how ahead he is. He may think that if he's on 96 of 100 Pop cap, Luvnest probably is too. But he's not. So this is the time to strike for OMGPOP, to advance very aggressively and start trading. Because if he loses 30 Pop cap, and Luvnest, like, even if they trade evenly, that will put OMGPOP at having double the forces of Luvnest. So, on the other hand, if he simply waits and plays defensively, he lets Luvnest build up a bigger army. But since the pressure is on Luvnest to push right now, since he doesn't have victory point control, playing defensively gives OMGPOP a chance to trade up instead of trading even. Minesweeper will spot that mine right there, and that one. Nice minesweeping. Demo charge is mysteriously gone, so that's not a concern. Apparently there's a line right there. a very small one. Grins were trying to fire at conscripts through it. They're operating on extremely low health right now. AT guns moving up, Stugs moving up, Tiger moving up. All the mines will be swept. Very nice minesweeper play from Pop here. And all of Luvnest conscripts are forced to retreat back into the base. Katyusha is in production, which I do think was the right call, and a T-3485 is hidden over here on the right side. Look at all the mines that are being picked up by that minesweeper. Could get wiped right here, though. Like a very good chance of that getting wiped. There's the immediate retreat, and the T-34 is poised to chase it down, completely unpunished. Oh, the shot misses, but he will continue. No, he gives up. He doesn't want to hit a teller mine. But I don't really blame him for that, I guess. I mean, I don't know if there would be a teller mine there. He holds all of this territory. AT gun just detonated a mine. Maybe intentionally? I wonder if he did that on purpose. I think he did. Because he probably knew that he would only lose one man. I've never seen anybody sweep a mine up with an AT gun on purpose before. That was some next level tactics. Squad gets wiped very quickly by the Stugs, and Katyusha bombardment is coming in right here. OMGPOP now holds this cutoff.
We have lost an MG team.
And I think Luvnest has to make plays, and he's going to try. Here comes the T-34 on the flank, going around behind the Tiger and activating marked vehicle. It's going to swing itself around towards the south right here. AT gun turns to take a shot, but will not get it off. Stugs are also falling a little bit low in the middle of this engagement. The Su-76 moves up to fire from range and is doing good damage. AT gun is firing on it in retaliation, but the Tiger's going down very fast, and I don't think that it can win a slugfest against this T-34 if it gives chase. He also has to be aware of that mine right there, which he is. He is intentionally pathing up around the safer route, and the T-34 might even disengage here. The shot just penetrated, and conscripts are on the hunt. If they can get an AT grenade to connect, it might even go down. Su-76 could also move up for a final shot. It's currently firing on the Stug, and the Tiger just wiped the conscripts, and a Panzerfaust kills the Su-76, and I can barely keep track of all the chess pieces involved in this engagement, but the Tiger is still alive. And the T-3485 is hidden in the south with a little bit of health remaining. The only vehicle destroyed in that engagement... a mortar almost just killed this thing. The only vehicle involved in that was the... destroyed during that was the Su-76. So...
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
That's a good point, A-Game. Yeah, he could have just destroyed it. So I guess maybe he just stepped on that mine by accident. I don't know. 36 kills on that Stug, 20 on this one. OMGPOP pushing his units to their absolute limit before bringing them back to safety. Oh no! Grenadiers just found the T-34, which was being self-repaired in the south. Not sure if he was even aware it was being self-repaired. Oh, okay, yes he was. Both AT guns find it, and it will be destroyed. I think that successful destruction of the T-34 right there could cost Luvnest this game. Because he's now completely cut off from all resources and will not be able to push. He doesn't really have anything with which to do so. 2 conscript squads remain. His guards have been wiped. Another combat engineer squad got wiped. All of his vehicles other than the Katyusha have been destroyed, and the Katyusha has not landed a very good barrage yet. Only 1 kill on there. MG42 defending this victory point will prevent any further bleed, so unless OMGPOP makes any serious errors from this point forward, it looks like he should take this game with a 133 VP victory as Axis. That could be difficult for Luvnest to top. Marked vehicle activated on the Stug right there, and an Su-85 in desperation has been called in to try to recover control of this game. Stugs are pulling back to safety, and the AT gun wall is moving up to keep the Su-85 at bay. And Luvnest knows that because OMGPOP did not allow his units to die, there will be no chance for him to take this game, and he will concede. Well played by both players. OMGPOP wins with 133 VP Axis victory, and Luvnest will have to try to top that going into game 2.